Alright, Hare Krishna. This is a video by Jon Levi. This particular personality makes videos on flood videos, flood events and all. I'm not interested in that sort of subject, but what I am here is to correct this understanding. In the title, you can see Indian Dreams. What does that mean? He has a subject that he's speaking about temples built in the land of Bharat. But he simply does not understand how these buildings came about. Therefore, he calls it Indian Dreams, because since it does not fit his imagination, his speculation as to how they built these temples in the land of Bharat, then it is speculation. Ironically, if it doesn't follow his speculation, then it does not, in his book, fall into the category of true. So therefore, it's an Indian dream. So let's watch.
We're going to look at something a little more recent. It seems they're still writing these comical narratives. I don't know what to make of this building, or this picture, which is a building. I don't know. It looks like a dream. It's like one of those fake Tartaria pictures, like an artwork floating in the sky or something. And I love those pictures, but I also don't. I think they kind of muddy the waters and make me second guess myself. So beautiful. And I thought, where could this be? Is this even real? After doing a reverse image search, it turns out it's the Swami Narayan Temple. And upon doing this research, it originally started with older stuff, 100 plus years ago, and then got closer and closer, to where even in the community, certain sites, like the palace in Bucharest, which was said to be built in the 70s, became topics of debate, and I didn't think they could continue to pull this off up until the 70s, but I now believe so. Do believe that these things were still going on in the 70s, shuffling and repurposing the old world. But today, this is really pushing it so much.
Now, again, he does not understand that these temples are not built on top of course there are temples that are I would say a proper word would be, if I can't find the right word, refurbish. That's a word that comes up to mind. Refurbish, at least renovate the temples of thousands of years old, older than the Christian religion, Abrahamic religions. There are those temples, and then there are temples that are being built just recently, within a couple 100 years or couple decades. Now, the fact that they are building temples within decades or maybe 100, 200 years does not mean that they're building on top of a temple that's already underneath ground. No. It just means that they have the ability to make these structures because they have the science to do so. And the fact that you may not have the science to do the same thing that the Bhartas are able to do, you cannot claim, hey, this is fake. Based on my abilities, and I know by my abilities and by my knowledge, I cannot do that. That means that they cannot do it either. That is very false logic. Let's continue.
So to where I'm going to begin by saying I don't know. This is just crazy. Here we're told this mind-blowing temple here was actually completed in 2005. And it's a first for me. It's a first for me seeing this wonder that upon first glancing at, I wasn't even sure if it was real. And then I was very excited to see that it was real. I find it to be more impressive than the so famous Taj Mahal. And upon doing a little research, I come to discover that it was built in 5 years, from 2000 to 2005. The 5-year temple. The long...
Now, see, when you're working in devotion, or you're working for a higher purpose other than man or yourself or any society, but you're working for God, then you put everything in your mind, your intelligence, and your body, and your devotion. That is the basis of Krishna consciousness, Bhakti Yoga, to devote your all in all, your consciousness, to be more Krishna conscious than materially conscious. Now, these particular swamis, I do not support their. Mainly, we don't have the same philosophy, but it's a general conduct in the land of Bharat to give respect to the swamis, even though that the philosophy is not the same. Still, the respect should be there, which, even though that he's ignorant of, I'm just letting this information be out there, that he's giving this unnecessary disrespect out of ignorance. Continuing.
Long-named temple is a Hindu temple and a spiritual campus in Delhi, India. It's also referred to as the Akshardham Temple, and this is the name that originally was associated with it when I started looking into it. Ham, like one of the sons of Noah, Ham. The complex display...
Okay. It's actually Tom, not Ham. Tom, meaning abode. The place where the Lord resides, abode. Vrindavan Dham. That's in our Pramadhani. Now, the fact that he just mistook a word and just mixed it with some Bible terminology. The Bible is bona fide, but mixing the philosophy, why? Unnecessarily and mistranslating words. Let's continue.
Is a millennia of traditional and modern culture. Inspired by this yogi doesn't give a shit about a temple, first of all. And created by this...
Yeah, unnecessary disrespect. You really don't know what you're speaking of. Even though that ISKM, or International Society of Sri Krishna Mandir, We do not have the same philosophy, but you always give respect to the Swamis, even though that they don't have the same philosophy as you.
Swami. I don't think this Swami looks like the creator. It was constructed by BAP.
Where did he get that? Unless he got into their mind-body philosophy, then it's understandable. But mainly, that's what the mind-bodies think, you know. They think that they're God. That's not the proper understanding, but yeah, continuing.
PS, a Hindu denomination formed in 1905. It's no different than the Catholic Church for me, or any great religion, until...
See, here he's only comparing each and every religion based on his experience with the Abrahamic religions. He doesn't understand that there's religion in the sense of, let's see here, religion based on faith and belief. That type of religion is always changing, flickering. So you can be a Hindu today and then change to a Christian. Be a Christian today, change to a Muslim. Muslim today, Jewish tomorrow. But he doesn't understand what true religion is. And religion, in that sense of faith or belief that is always changing but not eternal, does not apply to Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is your original position. There are dharmas based on, temporary religions. Temporary positions. As a son, your dharma, swadharma, like based on your nature, your swadharma, you would act as a son, you would serve the father. Or as a student, your swadharma is to serve the do what the teacher says, follow his orders, ask questions, inquire humbly. But above that dharma is paro dharma. Is that characteristic that cannot be separated from you. Just as fire also comes with heat and light, they cannot be separated. Without heat and light, there cannot be fire. So what is that quality that cannot be separated from us? Us being the soul, Atma. What is that? That is servitude. Service to who? What is the Dharma? Krishna. So therefore he does not know the science. Continuing.
Poverty and human suffering has been solved. It's disgusting to build things like this. Piss.
See, he doesn't know the value of temples. He's only basing it on what he knows. With limited puny knowledge, he's trying to capture or understand the world with puny knowledge. If he wants to know, he can just ask instead of looking at a summary from Wikipedia.
Billions into structures like this. If it's true, and I don't think it's true, only in the old world.
These are just the words of an atheist. Not only is your body a temple, but you have to have a temple for the Lord as well. Are you saying that we shouldn't uh, serve the Lord with whatever we have, our mind, body, and soul, and whatever's related to the body as well? It is said in the Bhagavad Gita, based on your surrender, I reciprocate with you. So really, even though that they're of a different philosophy, mainly when you're serving Krishna, serving God, then you surrender what you can serve to Him. It shouldn't be the other way around. And building these temples are not a waste of money, like how the atheists will claim. Actually, you have to develop your Krishna consciousness to be conscious of God.
Were they pumping out structures like this? However, 2005 is so recent. We must have hundreds of construction photos. And again, I don't know. I look forward to seeing them if they exist. And I have searched, but that doesn't mean they don't exist yet. So, whatever. They tell us all the tourist attractions about this site. Whatever. I don't care. More features, musicians, dancers, worthless. Exhibits, like it's some kind of...
See, this is what happens when you throw pearls to swine. They don't care. It's said in the Bhagavad Gita, based on your nature, that's what you're attracted to. So, if you're in the mode of ignorance, you're going to be attracted to that in the mode of darkness, which causes suffering from starting to end. If you're in the mode of passion, then you're attracted to those things. You're attracted to things in the mode of passion, and when you're in the mode of goodness, you're attracted to things in the mode of goodness. Birds of a feather flock together. Crows, they like trash, but swans, they like nice, clean environments, and they like milk and water. Crows, they like rotting things and flesh and pus and mucus. You expect a crow. When a crow doesn't like what the swan likes, does that mean other things that are in the mode of goodness, whatever the swan likes is bad?
World's Fair in India. Maybe they're pulling the World's Fair in India now, telling the new young Indians, look at this new temple that we've built. Here are exhibits, just like the World's Fair. Ooh, let's walk around.
See, this is the main thing. He's basing what he knows the capability of America is, and saying we cannot do this. So basically, Indians cannot do it either. Well, Bharata, Indians is not. The main thing is he's just speaking folly based on his teeny experience.
Around this monstrosity and learn nothing about the architecture, but rather whatever they want.
They learn more of the. They learn more than the architecture. You're still fixed on the architecture, but you don't know the principle behind the architecture, which is Krishna. And Krishna produces the Vedas, which gives the knowledge on how to build these structures. You're just stuck on structures, buildings, all these things, material, but you don't focus on what's the principle behind these things. You don't focus on Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
to indoctrinate the people about in these booths and exhibits, just like the World's Fair. Could it be that they're pulling...
He's just speaking out words without any evidence. Where's the evidence that they're indoctrinating? Oh, what they're making fake buildings? Well, is that the propaganda? What's and on top of that, they're creating these things at a fast pace because they are efficient. America is not efficient when it comes to building very, very nice buildings. There's a lot of bureaucrats. India has a lot of bureaucrats too, but really, when it comes to building, there's more passion beyond it. Continue.
An Indian World's Fair right here, right now, or at least in 2005, with this structure. Was this really built in 5 fucking years? Sorry, 5 years. Okay, let's get past the exhibits. If we could have something serious here, besides the theater and the boat ride, the musical fountain, an absolute joke. This is a perfect joke. Look at this. Closed due to the sea. The Akshardham complex. Planning. Here we go. Something serious. The building had been planned since 1968 as a vision of this yogi. He was not a very...
So, I'm going to end it here. The rest of the video is just him offending swamis and yogis and everything without any knowledge. But basically, he has no knowledge. Doesn't know what he's talking about. If he wants to know, I suggest him that he reads Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. If he doesn't want to buy it, pay money for it, he can just go on Prabhupada Vani, read the Bhagavad Gita online for free. He doesn't even have to download it. He doesn't even have to download the PDF. It's there online. So please, correct yourself, John. Correct yourself on the proper knowledge. Because if you want to know the truth behind all this, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 2, by Krishna himself, that I give the knowledge that is phenomenal and nominal, and there's nothing else to be known. Meaning that the Bhagavad Gita has everything that you can find in every other religion, but you cannot find what is within the Bhagavad Gita anywhere else. A simple example is that $100 bill has a penny, $1, $10, or $50 bill. $100 has all those types of currencies within it. But you don't find $100 within the 50 bill, $10 bill, $5 bill, or a penny. Sarvam Bom. This Bhagavad Gita, you have to read Jon Levi. You just don't know, Prabhu. You just don't know. It's fine. This place is a place of misery. But you can liberate yourself through knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Consciousness of Krishna. Krishna Prem. Alright, thank you for his time. Hare Krishna.